Giovanni, this is the Global Digest think tank group. Why don't you briefly introduce to our audience what is your organization doing and what is your specialized, please?
Okay, thank you, John. Well, my name is Giovanni Marotta. I am an international legal advisor. Right now, I'm working for iSeries Justice Africa. Actually, ICR Justice Africa is an NGO dedicated to we support judges, lawyers, students, and scholars in training in international law related to international crimes, private international law, and compliance. That's the work I have been doing then since 2020 until now with this NGO. And at the same time, I'm also specialized in international parental child kidnapping. That's the other field that I'm an expert. Since 2018, July 2020, I was working with an NGO named the International Criminal Court Against Child Kidnapping. We were focused on international parental child abduction, and also we were doing some research and some advising related to human trafficking.
I see.
And yes.
I see. So you are working for NGO, not at the international court.
No. I'm not working. We about 2 years ago in 2021, we were trying with ICC Justice Africa to try to approach the International Criminal Court, the ICC, in doing an amicus curiae related to the war between Ukraine and Russia. However, we couldn't access the tender because at the time there was a lot of moving over there. However, we are going to try to somehow to approach the prosecutor office. So how can we help the ICC in what is going on related in the war in Ukraine right now?
So at least you know how to do process with the international court. You have experience, right?
Yes. Also, my experience in international courts is with the European Court of Human Rights. I addressed there in 2020 in one case that I was managing in the NGO International Criminal Court Against Child Kidnapping. We addressed there a case related to a German child that was abducted by her mother. He was living in Spain, and he was abducted by his mother to the U.S. So, but it was why we ended up in the European Court of Human Rights? Because it was messed up made by the judicial system in Spain. So we used that as a court of last resort. So the case went well, and right now it's still dealing within the U.S. because the U.S. is a very because of common law, it's a very difficult legal system when a child is abducted and goes to the U.S. It's very hard to recover because there are some holes in the law that you need to do a lot of legal lobby. So you can how to appoint a judge, or probably the case will end in the Supreme Court of the U.S. So, but at the end, the child will return with his father. No problem about that.
So in related to international court, ICC or ICJ, both only accept the state complaint or individual complaint. They don't accept.
Well, the problem here is that they're because of what is going on in between Ukraine and Russia, there is a lot of mistakes. We need to understand that the International Criminal Court it's they prosecute any person who commits an international crime that that is in the Rome Statute. The Rome Statute is it's the code of the International Criminal Court, uh, but the ICC only prosecutes individuals, human beings, or companies that commits international crimes. The ICJ, that is the International Court of Criminal Justice, they are focused on taking sanctions against states that commits international crimes. So that's the difference. You will not see in the International Criminal Court of Justice prosecuting I don't know the head of, for example, Putin because of the commission of international crimes. Putin will probably be prosecuted in the ICC. However, we need to understand that the ICC is a court of last resource. So the work that is going on right now in the war between Ukraine and Russia is that the prosecutor office of Ukraine is doing a lot of is doing the work, and probably there are many cases that have been, since the war started, have been prosecuted in the courts of Ukraine. So that's how it works. You need to understand that every criminal code around the globe, they only have this section that is related to international crimes. So that is connected with the Rome Statute. So that's how it works.
So you said individual or company can prosecute in ICC, and
yes, because
who has the right to submit complaint to the prosecution and where to submit? Each individual can submit in ICC, or they can complain in ICC, where and how many locations they can submit
yes,
complaint.
Yes, you need to understand that, for example, there is a trend right now that is going to eco crimes, that is called the environmental crimes. That's the reason why I said before that the company can be prosecuting the ICC. Probably this will happen in the coming years. There's a lot of research about this, but how it works. You can present the complaint. Any person can present the complaint before in the hub, in the office of the prosecutor. You can present a complaint.
It's in Hague, or is
yes, in the hub in the Netherlands.
Only one place for ICC
yes,
prosecution.
Yes, that's the prosecutor office that you can present. You can deliver the complaint, and then what is going to happen is that you need to understand that the prosecutor office of the ICC has mutuo proprio. That means that they receive the complaint, and they will start doing the research and investigation related to that case. However, it's not mandatory for the prosecutor office of the ICC to start it immediately. It depends on how they do the analysis of the case, and then they need to, for example, once they decided to do the investigation, they need to ask permission to the first chamber of the ICC. According, if they have, the prosecutor office needs to explain to the chamber, to the first chamber, that they have subject matter jurisdiction to do the investigations of in the first stage, and then to prosecute the case in the other level of the court. This is how it worked for Ukraine. Even though Ukraine was not part of the Rome Statute, and Russia was not part of the Rome Statute, the prosecutor office 2 years, no, yes, maybe 3 years ago, they could demonstrate before the first chamber of the ICC that they have subject matter jurisdiction for doing investigations of the international crimes. You need to understand that the crime of aggression is not going to be prosecuted in the case against Russia. They are going to prosecute other crimes, that is genocide and war crimes. At the same time, what happened last year on October 7th, the Hamas, they attacked Israel, and then Israel,
Right.
they deploy all his military to Gaza. Also, even though Israel is not part of the ICC and Palestine neither, the prosecutor office, they have subject matter jurisdiction to do the investigations of violations of international crime. So it's what we need to understand is that with the new prosecutor the head, that is Karim Khan, he started in 2020. There is more action. I'm seeing more action of the prosecutor office of the ICC since 2020 up to date. What had happened many years ago when the ICC started in 2002. Because there were a lot of cases, for example, Rohingyans, Darfur, that were that were cold cases, but with this new prosecutor, they have been updated and everything is going as it should have been doing many, like 20 years ago. But right now it's the pace is going much quicker, and we are going to see results. Other thing that I like about this new prosecutor is that he's focusing also of crimes against children. He's trying to I remember his speech when he took office. He decided how the ICC can help to protect the human rights of children around the world, especially in human trafficking, and also against child labor and sexual exploitation. So he also he has like a board of international experts related to international child law in every field specifically.
You mean
And
what is his name?
Of the name of the prosecutor, Karim Khan. He's a Scottish lawyer. He started being as a prosecutor, but you know, the ones that do all the challenges. No, he started his career in the ICC, in the prosecutor office.
So he is doing very good nowadays.
Yes, he's doing he's very good, and he's proactive. I mean, he goes to the place, he goes to Ukraine, he goes to Gaza, he goes to the places.
Very active.
Yeah, that's and I guess that with Prosecutor Khan, we have a new mark, a new standard. So after he finished his mandate in the office, the other prosecutors that are going to replace him, they are going to be as good as he is, or better. So that's what we are going to see in the coming years, more active in the international criminal law arena. That's going
good
to
news.
be,
It's good news.
Yes, it's good news. It's going to be useful for all of us. Yeah, that's correct.
You know, about ICC, as you said, the complaint can submit only the country who signed ICC or Rome Statute usually. if
No, no,
the
no.
country did not sign Rome Statute or ICC
No,
members, they cannot submit
no, no,
complaint.
no. I see. No, the complaint. Here's how it works. The complaint. The Rome Statute. I mean, right now they're like, the, I don't remember this number. Say 100. I mean, right now every country around the globe is part of the Rome Statute. Not the U.S. It's not part of the Rome Statute because it's
Right.
against it's against their constitution. Canada is, but many countries around the world, it's North Korea also is not part of the ICC. That's
Right, right.
so, but here how it works. I mean, you as individual, as you, if you know a case that I don't know. I mean, I'm going to use an example. I know in Burkina Faso right now, there you have the knowledge that there is a violation of the Rome Statute. You as John, you can present, you can do the complaint and go to the ICC for knowing them that there is a violation of international crimes in Burkina Faso. And I'm using as an example. And then the court will decide if probably they will have a subject matter jurisdiction. However, how is going the changes of universal? There's also an international principle that is called universal jurisdiction. Many countries around the world, they have that in their constitution. That's why, for example, the Netherlands and Germany are right now they're in their national courts. They are prosecuting international crimes. For example, in the Netherlands and in Germany, many from the Syrian regime have been prosecuted in those countries, and they have been, they have been found guilty, and they are now in jail. So that, however, also Switzerland, they have also that principle. France, the United States, it's the first one that has it. You need to understand that in the U.S., not only the U.S. code, but every statute of each state, they have this principle that is the long arm of the law. So they started that.
So it means any international treaty violation or any international agreement violation, we can submit complaint directly to U.S. court.
Yeah, yes, you can. Yeah, and also to the United States, yes, and also there was a bill that was passed by this administration that for cases related to Ukraine, U.S. courts will have a universal jurisdiction. So under the common law of the U.S., because the U.S. it's a common law system. However, it does not work as in Canada or in Great Britain or in South Africa or in other common law systems. You can with many case law you can go with many case law in, I don't know, in Utah, and you can ask that court can prosecute an international crime that happened with another place, and you can.
I see. So it means we can approach to many countries which directly accept international law violation.
Yes,
cases.
under the principle of universal jurisdiction. Yeah, we can do that.
But the main ICC prosecution office only in Hague, right?
Yes, only in the Netherlands. That's correct. That's the main office, and there is the court and everything goes there. When and this is the audience must know when the ICC and the prosecutor office, they are prosecuting a case in a country, they open offices over that country because they will need personnel over there, to do the research, and their office over there. They open offices.
Case.
Yes, and probably the offices are in the UN buildings that are in that country, because the ICC is part of the UN. But they open a branch of office in a building of the UN. I don't know, for example, in they're going to do they're going to do investigations in Venezuela. They decided that there have been in Venezuela violations of international crimes. Probably in an office in Caracas, they will the UN. Probably there were personnel of the ICC doing the investigations, coordinating everything over there. So that how it works. So so if there is an office in a country that there are investigations and there are more crimes, international crimes in that country, any person that has the knowledge, they go to the office of that have been open over there in that country, and they can present
Yeah.
any more information. But it needs to be of that country. If there is another violation, you need to go through the Netherlands to the hub.
So you said without lawyer, individual can submit
Yep.
complaint
Yes.
to ICC.
Yes, yes, you
And
can.
with
Yes.
lawyer also possible, right?
Yeah, international lawyer, the lawyer that
So local lawyer
supposed to-
cannot represent.
Yes, a local lawyer. I mean, you need to understand that the court, the three main languages of the court is Spanish, English, Spanish, Russia, and French. That's the languages that the court admits. So
I mean, what kind of lawyer can represent at the
any
ICC?
lawyer, and you need
From lawyer from North Korea or lawyer from Russia, anybody, no problem.
You need first, if you want to be appointed as a lawyer, so you can present. You need to be part of the internet. There is an international bar, lawyers. It's the one that goes. For example, in my case, even though I'm Italian, I studied the university and everything in Peru. So I'm part of I'm part of the Lima Bar Association. So because Peru is part of the ICC, I am as part of the Lima Bar Association. I can directly present a complaint. However, if I want to go to the court and be part and for example, I'm defending a client, or I'm part of defending a client that have been violated by international crimes, I must inscribe in the international bar that is part of the ICC. So I can approach, and I can be appointed as a lawyer and do my case before the international court. You need to understand that lawyers all around the globe, they need to be part of a bar to be accepted in the court. But sometimes, and I go this through example for the US, the United States of America, they have because a lawyer that has been admitted at the bar in Washington DC cannot litigate in California. He must be admitted at the bar of California so he can go, so he can be appointed to the court. However, they, because of this thing, they have a legal figure that is named pro ac vice. You can act as pro ac vice. What this means that a lawyer from Washington DC, he can be appointed in a case in LA, admitted by the judge of the case, but he must be introduced by a lawyer of the bar of California. Also, that what I'm explaining to you, that also applies to lawyers from other countries, because there are sometimes cases This happens a lot in private international law. And so there are cases that sometimes the judge, because the judge, it's like a referee in the US, they get the information by the parts. And so sometimes there are some cases that started in another country and they need a lawyer from that country to explain everything that probably the US lawyer doesn't have the knowledge. So this lawyer can litigate in this court through the legal figure of pro acquiesce, and can be appointed to the court. So that happened to me. I was pro acquiesce in this case of this German boy that was abducted by her mother, and in the US. So I was with a lawyer that the organization that we were doing the work was a US lawyer. I was appointed pro acquiesce for in DC and in Utah, in Salt Lake City. So that's how it works.
So it means if you are international bar members, international bar member, it will be much easier at the ICC court.
Yes, that's correct.
ICC.
But if you are not, it's going to be much easier. However, if your country is part of the ICC and everything, you can also submit a complaint. No problem about that. But if you want to address to the court, you must be part of the International Bar Association of lawyers. It's going to be much easier. But because if you want to address what is going to say the court, if you want to address, you need first to be part, and the only thing that you need for entering into the International Bar Association, you must be part of a bar of any other country. So you pay the fee, you send all the documentation that they need, and then they accept you, and you go forward. No problem.
So you are member of international.
No, this year I'm going to be a member of the International Bar Association, because before that I was not litigating international crimes, but now that I'm going to focus this year on international crimes, I'm going to apply for a subscription to the International Bar Association.
And your organization is NGO, so you are not.
Yes.
You are only working for your NGO, not other private cases.
No, yes, I work for this NGO. I'm the director. I'm in charge for the research, for the advice and everything. But it's pro bono. It's because it's an NGO. But I have also private clients, which I advise them in international law. So there's no conflict of interest for me for doing that.
So if you handling private case, you have to charge, right, for the case.
Yes, for private clients, yes, we must be we charge a fee for cases.
So ICC prosecution case, usually for a case, how much you charge? For
the ICC, no. For example, for the ICC, there is you need to understand in the ICC that they are paid by the UN, the prosecutor office, and also there is the legal defense team. Our lawyers that also are paid by the UN and by the ICC, that they defend the ones that have been indicted by the international criminal court. So,
but if individual want to hire a private lawyer to submit the case at the prosecution,
it depends. It depends. It depends on yeah. There is. I guess that is depending on the country and in that country how much.
I mean, how much you charge for your lawyer fee?
How much I charge for? I charge the hour for advising. for my fees. If I'm going to advise I need to first do a research of how many
case by case.
hours I'm going to do to that. But for a first meeting, I charge $120 the hour. So for that. But then I explained the client that how many hours that it's going to be, and everything, how it's going to be the work. But that's my thing.
That's thing you said also in ICC. Yeah, 3 or 4 languages, official languages. So lawyer
Yes,
must know those
yeah, but
ICC language.
yes,
Without
yes,
that,
because
they will not accept, or they still
no,
can.
there are
They
translators
may
that
difficult.
yes, the official the official language that the court uses the English, French, Spanish, and Russian, and there are translators about those languages, and but the ones that are used more is the English and French, in the ICC,
So during
because
the process communication, they provide all the ICC document. It's
yes,
in those 4 languages.
no everything. There are a lot of cases that are in English and French, depending
We
of
we
the
can ask them which language prefer, if you want Spanish or Russian.
yes, because for example, there is a judge, the I don't Carmen, I don't remember her last name, that she was addressed, uh, I guess 14 or 15 years ago. She's from Peru. She was a prosecutor over there, and she was addressed as a judge. And when she is when she's in the court, I mean, she received for example, it's a case, I don't know if she speaks French, but because her mother tongue is Spanish, she received the translation of the case in Spanish through the system. So there is no problem with her. And also and last week, there have been in what is in the court of the ICC, there is a judge that is from South Korea.
The important thing is language,
Yeah.
individual, the complaint or the client, the defendants, if they don't get their own language information, that will be, unfair process. Trade can happen.
Yes.
Example, Italian defendant, if he want ICC to provide document in Italian language, the court can provide them.
Yes, of course. Yeah, they can. They in some cases.
Because if he
They
doesn't understand the communication language clearly in Italian, the case
yes, you
might
can
be
you can ask
unfair,
yes, but yeah, but you need to understand that the languages that works for internal system of the ICC is that ones that I have mentioned. However, if there is a case that I don't know, I mean, as you explain, in Italy, and they need to be Italian, they give you, they will probably give this person a translator. So because you need to be addressed in the language that you need to understand. It's part of the due process. Part of the due process is that you need to be informed in the language that you understand.
Right.
So you can, yeah,
I mean,
that's correct.
translation is also okay, but document,
Yes, the documents of the case, they can be translated into the languages that the person needs to be under. Yes,
so
they will
see,
probably.
that is the court responsible to provide
Yes,
document
yes,
in
probably,
Italian
yeah,
language.
that will happen. That's the reason why if you go to the webpage of the ICC, when there's job applications, you will see that they ask for example, right now, the Ukrainian language is not part of the system, but they are asking for translators from knowing Ukrainian to English, Ukrainian to other languages, and everything. So free. So that's how it works.
Yes,
So
only
no problem.
then, you know,
Yeah,
the
or the due
Ukrainian
process.
or
It's part
Italian,
of,
they
yes,
can
part
go
of,
fair.
yes. Part of a fair trial, part of the due process is that the language that you will, that you're going to be informed of the charges that are going to be addressed to you. You need to understand that, because that's part of the fair trial.
And when but the judge or the court intentionally refuse, it can be considered unfair process.
Yes, this of course, yes. For example, in a country that happens, you can
In authoritarian country, many cases.
yes. So or yeah, that's only the place that will happen, because in every constitution and in every civilized world, I mean, I don't know, for example, in someone that is detained, I don't know, in Japan by any crime, if he doesn't speak Japanese, they will address a translator, and all the documentations will be translated in the language of that person. So
Right.
so that's how it works, because it's part of the due process.
Authoritarian country, usually they do, and even some democratic country, can you say a lot of corrupt judge or court may do?
Yes,
They don't want to
but
provide document.
yeah, but
They are
in that case, you appeal. You can appeal to the higher court, and then to the Supreme Court. And it doesn't happen, you go to, if that country there is a if there is a constitutional court, you go to the constitutional court. So that's how it works.
And
And if that constitutional court doesn't work, you go to an international court as part of that country, so you can challenge that. Yes.
So ICC is the last step, right?
Yes, the ICC and other international courts are the last one that's the last result. That's correct.
So first thing is we have to try in domestic court, right? Lower
Yes.
court, higher court,
Yes,
and
that's correct.
the constitutional court.
And something
Then only go to ICC.
Yes, that's correct. And something that your audience must understand is that international criminal law is more of national law than from international law, because the principle is the principle of natural judge. The natural judge, what it means, the judge who is the one who has subject matter jurisdiction where the crimes occur. So that's how it works. That's how it works.
So thank you very much, Giovanni, for today. So people can know more about your activity and your NGO. So people can know how to use ICC and for, fair trial and for justice.